Four lines from the end of the top paragraph. The paragraph begins Hadugma, Ois Hey. The line begins with the word Habina, or rather ukenodah. We're saying that there are 10 oiris, Chochma, Bina, Das, and so forth. And the oir is mislabish in a keli. And the hislabishus is what one would call a total hislabishus. The oir becomes one with the keli, and the keli becomes one with the oir. Which means, clearly, that just as the oiros have their distinct character, so too the kelim have their distinct character to accommodate the oir. If the kelim were just a neutral receptacle, there could not be such an intrinsic and intimate relationship between the oir and the kelim. And now we come by the line begins ukenodah. Ukenodah, as is known, sheyesh b'kelim chelukim madregas. That among kelim too there are different madregas. Just as there are different madregas in oil. Mishukosu be'etz chayim. As it says in Eitz Chayim. V'chayohi hi b'chines moichin. You all heard the expression, Ihu v'chayehi, Ihu v'garmoihi. Ihu means he. He v'chayehi. V'chayehi means he. Ihu refers to the oiris. Chayehi and garmoihi refers to the kelim. Clearly, there are different madrigas in kelim, because chayohi and garmohi are very clearly different demarcations. Chayohi means his life, and garmohi means his guf. Garmohi, megara means the bone. And yet, on top of that, there is ihu. There is the oir. So it says in Eitz Chayim that chayohi hu b'chinas ha-moichi. Chayohi, this is the moichi, which means that the kelim at the level of moichin, at the level of chochma, bina, das, are also called chayohi. They have such madrega that they're like chayohi, like the life itself. And garmoihi b'chinas midas, garmoihi, this is madrega of the kelim of midas. To point out, in both of these madregas, in chayehi and garmoihi, there is that element that's called ihu, which is the oir itself, which means chayohi is not the oir. Chayohi is a receptacle for the oir. But it is of such a fine character that it is also called chayehi. Over Geras HaKedesh, in the Geras HaKedesh in Tanya, it says chayehi hu ha'oir. The chayehi is the oir. The garmei b'chinas hakelim. The garmei, this is the hakelim. The hainu, which is making the point, the b'moichin, that at the level of moichin, at the level of the Chabad, gam hakelim heim b'chinas chayehi. The kelim themselves are also b'chinas chayehi, are in the quality of chayehi. Shehem k'mei ha'oir. The kelim are like the oir itself. That's why it's called Chayohi. This is the life itself. Ve'al kein, and therefore, this is why. Atzil ze kelim are like Chayohi k'mei ha'oir. This is why hem kelim legilui oir ha'meichin. This is why they are receptacles for the revelation, for the expression of the oir of the meichin. The kelim the midos, and then on the lower level the kelim of midos, shenikro garmehi, which is called garmehi, hem kelim rak leil hamidos. These are kelim only to the oil of the midos and not to the oil of the meichin. Oil ha-moichin and oil ha-midos. Very briefly, we all recognize a primary difference between moichin and midos. Midos are personal experiences, personal inclinations, like ahava. Even ahava, which is and the true ahava based on seichel, on intelligence and so forth, that is aroused by moichin, by his bonus. But still, it's an arousal at the level of mitzius, at the created level. That's what midos are. Midos are qualities of the created entity. Moichin, on the other hand, even though it is also in the created entity, like the human being, it has moichin. But the moichin element in the human being itself, that represent that element where he is cognizant of his source, cognizant of that which is above him, that which is not a created entity. A truth, an absolute truth, so to speak. Every creation is not absolute. The creation has its own parameters. Moichin tend towards the absolute. What is the reality? In the human being itself, as an example, there is the moichin and there is the midos. In seichel we say that the real seichel, this is objective knowledge. Objective means that you know it not by personal preference or personal experience. You are not the test case for this particular concept. The concept you recognize on its own right, in its own parameters, in its own reality. This is moichin, which means. Let us go back. Do I have with me? Let's go back to the principle that we always discuss. That the first principle of seichel, of chokhmah, is that there is a first being. It's not based on you, it's based on the fact that there is a first being. This is why all of this is possible to be. This is what moichin is. This is what substantiates all the inyanim that moichin recognize. Midos, on the other hand, midos is that which is the structure of the human being himself. Even the finest midos that are substantially that are created by the moichin are also at the level of the creation. Therefore, according to the Alter Rebbe says, Chayehi zihu oir, that the kelim of Meichin are like the oil itself. They are so totally transparent. They're so refined and dedicated to so to speak, an absolute truth, rather than an Deya Mitzias. That's what they're called Chayei. The example for that, on a physical level, is like eyesight. The eye permits us to see in the physical world. And the eye itself is almost a non-participant in this entire phenomenon. It's completely self-effacing. And it tells you what the truth is, what the physical truth. This is the kelim at the level of Moichin. And this is why, that's what I said the last line, Heim kelim agilo ira meichin. This is why they are kelim to receive the oil ha-moichin. They are suited for the oil ha-moichin. In our illustration just now, what is the oil ha-moichin? Now this exists not because it exists, but because there is a Motzurishan, the first being, which is a Moichin concept completely. There is no worldly substantiation for that. All right, now we can continue. Yes, Ramiason? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. בהגם שיש הסלבשוס המויכין, גם במדרגה של למטה מהמויכין, and although that the moichin hislabish, that there is a hislabshus of moichin, even in madreges that are below the moichin. Again, when we say hislabshus, as we pointed out yesterday, hislabshus means that there is a total relationship. It is not a connection arm's length, but it actually relates to it. Ukenodah derech Moshe, as in the example of hislabshus haseichel bekoyach hatnuah shebiyad, but the seichel is mislabish in the koyach hatnuah that is in the hand. Ubekoyach hahiloch sheberegel, and similarly in the koyach of hiloch meregel, koyach hatnuah shebiyad is much superior to the koyach hahiloch sheberegel, as we already discussed. So we're saying that the seichel is mislabish not only in koyach, not only in seichel, not only in koyach hatnuah shebiyad, but even in koyach hahiloch sheberegel. And as we're pointing out, this principle that seichel is mislabish in all human activity, that the koyach hahiloch sheberegel, when the foot walks, it does not walk on the foot level. It walks on the seichel level. says by Yankee Bavino that he was going to Golus, going away from home, running away from his brother Esav, and on the way he took a break and he slept over there in place of Hamikdash, and he had this dream that Hashem is standing over him and promising him that he is going to be with him. Yankiv arose in the morning. He was all encouraged and inspired. And it says, Vayisa Yankiv Raglov. Yankiv lifted his feet, picked up his feet. What does it mean he picked up his feet? His feet have their own koichas of walking. But the Seichel had now lifted the feet. Because in truth, in essence, the feet themselves don't walk. There's a koyach hahiluch. But you cannot walk nowhere. And it is a seichel that gives you not only direction and gives you the inspiration to walk, because you have to walk in that direction. You have to walk there. Therefore, there is a slapshus haseichel b'koyach hatnuah shebiyad b'koyach hahiluch sheberegel. Ukmoikein, and then similarly also b'bchinas chesed dreyo yimina. In chesed dreyo yimina, the chesed which is mislabesh in the right arm, in that also there is the slapshus hamoich. Yesterday we had this question coming from two different sources. How do we say that chesed is dreya yemina? Isn't chesed in the heart? So we explained that chesed is in the heart. That's where the essence of it. That's the source of chesed. But on a functional level, chesed goes all the way to the point where it's mislabish in the arm, in the hand. So in this level of chesed, which is droyo yimina, the chesed that is already outside of the essence of chesed, of the heart, of the life element of chesed. But on the functional level, shezel b'chinas chitzonis hamidos. Chesed dreya yemina, this is the chitzenius of the midos. Li for peulas hachesed. The chesed that's mislabish on the arm, this is the chesed that li for peulas hachesed. This is the chesed, not the essential sense of chesed, but the chesed that trickles down to the point where to affect and to accomplish the inyan chesed, li for peulas hachesed, which is the chitzonius of the midah. The pnimius of the midah, this is the sense that one has in the midah itself. And this is the practical element that results from that. In that level of the chitzonos hamidos, yesh bozeh mibchinas hamoich. In that level also there is mi bechinas hamechin, from the element of mechin. Even though this is already the chesed totally on the practical level, and you would think that this is motivated and is activated by the midah of chesed itself. But we're saying not so. That even there is of the moichin element. שזה עניין הגימל פירקין שביד. This is that we say that in the middle on the most practical level, there is also the inyan of B'chinas HaMeichin. This is resultant in the fact that there is Gimel, Pirkin, Shebiyad, 3 sections in the hand. And 3 sections in the hand. On the gross level, this is like the elbow, above the elbow, and then there is the arm, and then there is the hand. And within that itself, there are also 3 sections. Shehein bechinas Chabad, Chagas, and Nehi, shebechol mido biprat. These represent the 3 general levels of Chabad and Chagas and Nehi between each midah individually. וכמי השכל שמחייב השפעות החסד. This is similar to the overall reality of the midas. Now there are 3 madrigas in there. There is a seichel element shemechayev hashpos hachesed that compels or inspires the hashpos hachesed, that there should be chesed. And then there is the etzem hachesed, the etzem midah of chesed. And then the activation, the execution of chesed. This is when it comes in an actual fact and an effect of chesed. So in the midah itself, there are 3 different sections, 3 different madrigas. In the arm, there are 3 different sections. Whereas that which is attributable and related and similar to the inyan of moichi, that which is similar to the inyan of the midas, and that which is similar to the inyan of chagas, of nehi, of the execution part. So, this will be revisited again, but this is a very significant point here, that seichel is mislabesh in the midas, at the midah level itself, and then even in the midah, as the midah is on the most extended level, where it comes to the arm to perform the inyan of the midah. There too, there is the seichel element. Again, just to remind ourselves of the significance of this, that there's a seichel element even at that level. Chabad, Chagas, and Nehi. As we point out all the time, when a person walks, even though he had set his goal and he already started on his path, every step of the way is an individual decision, individual motivation. There is no such thing as he is going to be walking automatically because he already set his path to walk. To the extent that we pointed out that a human being does not walk on a straight path. He walks on a straight path, but that's not what he is exclusively aware of, like a havdil animal. He set his path, he's only aware of his path. At all times, he is aware of the entire reality, the entire earth. At all times, he is making a selection. I'm going here and not here. Because of the seichel element. For the seichel has always the source, the broad perspective.
When he sets out, is that not a decision based on seichel and ratzon above that? So therefore, once he's going, he's following through on a sort of a continuous ratzon. No? He's not deciding every step. He's set out for a destination.
He is not contemplating every step, but he is deciding every step.
In what sense?
He's not dissociating from the entire reality.
Oh.
He's walking on this path as part of the entire reality. He doesn't have to contemplate it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have doubt every time, question.
Mm.
But there is definitely a focus, a decision. And the focus is, from amongst all the options that I have, I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For this we need to sleep over and contemplate. So have a great day.
We just had a sleep.
Huh?
We just had sleep.
Just had sleep.
Yeah.